Oh Lord, I'm so bored.
All right, folks, welcome back. It's been a minute, but here we are, another episode of the Six Sad Society, where we dive headfirst into the cesspool of humanity's most ridiculous antics. Today, we've got a story that is so absurd, you might just think it was cooked up by a group of drunk monkeys with typewriters. Now, picture this. Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, a place known for its beautiful beaches, samba music, and apparently some seriously twisted schemes. We've got Erica de Souza Vieira Nunes, who is probably having a fit because I mispronounced her name. But she decided to channel her inner Weekend at Bernie's, dragging her dead uncle along for a trip to the bank. Yeah, you heard that right. She's wheeling around a corpse like it's just another day at the office. Now, I gotta hand it to her, she's got some guts. Or maybe she's just lost her mind completely. She strolls into the bank, trying to take out a loan in her uncle's name, waving his lifeless hand around like he's giving her a thumbs up. I mean, talk about desperate times calling for desperate measures. But seriously, who in their right mind thinks they can pull off a stunt like this and get away with it? The video footage is like something out of a horror movie. She's talking to her dead uncle as if he's going to suddenly rise from the dead and start belting out the latest Taylor Swift song. She's asking him if he can hear her, if he's listening, and while trying to prop up his head like he's some kind of puppet on strings. It's both sad, sick, and utterly bizarre. But here's the kicker. The bank employees, of course, were having no parts of it. Surprise, surprise. They ring up the cops faster than you can say fraud alert, and Erica finds herself in a world of trouble. And can you blame them? I mean, if I saw someone wheeling a dead body into my bank, I'd be hitting the panic button too. Now, Erica might be facing more charges than a politician caught with their hand in the cookie jar. Theft through fraud, embezzlement, abuse of a corpse, you name it. She's probably on the hook for it. And the cops, well, they're playing detective, trying to figure out if this poor sap met his demise naturally, or if there's some foul play involved. Talk about a family reunion gone wrong. This is just tragic. But here's the thing. Desperation has a funny way of clouding judgment. When you're drowning in debt, when you're staring eviction in the face, when you're wondering how the hell you're going to put food on the table for your kids, you start thinking irrationally. You start grasping at straws, even if those straws happen to be attached to a dead body. And let's not forget the societal pressures at play here. We live in a world where success is measured by your bank account, where people are judged not by the content of their character, but by the size of their wallet. So when you're scraping the bottom of the barrel, when you're living paycheck to paycheck, it's easy to feel like you're drowning in a sea of inadequacy. But does that justify Erica's actions? Of course not. Hell no. It's one thing to be down on your luck. It's another thing entirely to drag your dead uncle through the streets of Rio like some twisted live puppet show. And something just flew in my mouth. And let's not overlook the fact that she's not the only one involved here. What about the other family members? Were they complicit in this whole debacle? Who's the guy in the car dropping her off as she's dragging this lifeless body out and putting it in the wheelchair in the video? Or were they just blindsided by Erica's harebrained scheme? And let's talk about the aftermath, all right? Let's talk about the aftermath. Even if Erica somehow managed to pull off this stunt, what then? What happens when the loan sharks come knocking on Uncle Paulo's coffin door, demanding their pound of flesh? What happens when the authorities inevitably catch wind of her little escapade? You can't outrun the long arm of the law, no matter how fast you push a corpse. So yeah, on the surface, this story might seem like just another ridiculous headline in the never-ending circus of human folly. But when you peel back the layers, when you really sink your teeth into the meat of the matter, you start to see a much darker truth. A truth about desperation, greed, about the lengths some people will go to just to survive in a world that seems hell-bent on crushing them under its boot heel. But let's not dwell solely on the train wreck that is this story. We got to talk about solutions, folks. How do we stop people from resorting to such desperate measures? Maybe it starts by addressing the root cause of financial desperation. Maybe it's about creating a society where people don't feel backed into a corner when they're forced to resort to outlandish schemes just like this to make ends meet. Because let's face it, as hilarious as this story might seem on the surface, it's a symptom of a much bigger problem. It's a reminder that we live in a world where some folks are so desperate for a lifeline they'll grasp at anything, even if it's a dead man's hand. So let's strive for a society where people don't drag their deceased relatives to the bank just to put food on their table. And until then, well, at least we'll have some ridiculous stories to laugh about on podcasts like this one. Six Sad Society, thanks for listening, thanks for watching, let's go. All right, folks, buckle up and grab your skincare products because we're diving deep into the wild world of DIY beauty treatments. I'm Vaughn, and this is the Six Sad Society, where we dig into the craziest, quirkiest, and downright bizarre news stories out there. And today, oh boy, do we have a juicy one for you. So stick around, Six Sad Society, let's go.
Oh Lord, I'm so bored. Oh Lord, I'm so bored.
So picture this. You're scrolling through your Instagram feed, minding your own business, when suddenly, bam, you come across a post from Sarah Soul, a self-proclaimed menstrual cycle educator who's proudly smearing her own period blood on her face like it's the latest skincare craze since cucumber slices. Now, I don't know about you, but when I first read this, I had to do a double take. I mean, we've heard of face masks made from avocado, honey, and even snail slime. But period blood? This is a whole new level of DIY. But hold on, folks, because Sarah isn't just doing this for the shock value. Oh no, she's convinced that menstrual blood is the secret to achieving that coveted youthful glow. I've never put that stuff on my face, and I look amazing.
I look marvelous. Absolutely marvelous.
But according to her, it's packed with all sorts of nutrients that'll turn your skin into a radiant masterpiece. She's even got 11,000 followers on Instagram hanging onto her every single word, probably up to at least 12,000 by now after this story. Now, I'm all for trying unconventional methods, but this one, I'm gonna have to do a hard pass on that one. I mean, can you imagine the smell? And let's not even get started on the potential bacteria situation. I think I'll stick to my tried and true skincare routine. Thank you very much. But hey, don't just take my word for it. We've got Dr. Lawrence Cunningham, a medical expert, chiming in on this whole debacle. And surprise, surprise, he's not exactly singing the praises of period blood facials. According to him, this trend is about as scientifically sound as using a toaster as a bath bomb. In other words, not a great idea. But wait, it gets even crazier. Apparently, using breast milk as a form of Botox is also a thing now. I don't know about you, but I think I'll stick to regular old moisturizer. But fear not, beauty enthusiasts, because Dr. Hamdan Abdullah Hamed, almost forgot, is here to save the day with some sage advice. Turns out there are plenty of natural ingredients out there that'll give you that glowing complexion without resorting to the Donald Trump bloodbath.
It's going to be a bloodbath.
Honey, avocado, coconut, you name it, there's a DIY face mask for it out there in the real world. So if you've ever been tempted to slather your face with period blood in the name of beauty, Just remember, there's a safer, more hygienic option out there. At least one. And hey, if all else fails, there's always good old-fashioned honey. It might not be as exotic, but at least it won't leave you smelling like a crime scene. But Sarah Soul, the brains behind this whole operation, claims that she's been using her own period blood as a face mask for at least the last 6 cycles. That's dedication to the cause right there, but hey, if it's working for her, who are we to judge, right? And on that note, it's time to wrap up another episode of the Six Sad Society. Stay weird, stay curious, and whatever you do, please do not try this at home. Until next time.
Oh Lord, I'm so bored. Oh Lord, I'm so bored.
Welcome back to another episode of Six Sad Society, stuff you won't remember next week, where we dive deep into the absurdities of modern life. So what's up, Six Sad Society listeners? We're back with another slice of reality pie. And let me tell you, this one's going to have you questioning the sanity of the high fashion world. I'm no fashion plate by any stretch of the imagination. I mean, come on. But I have dabbled with a few looks in my time. But now I am out of LA. I'm over half a century old and I don't care anymore. So picture this. You're browsing online, minding your own business, when suddenly you come across a pair of jeans that look like they've been through a frat house bathroom. Yeah, apparently there's a company out there called Jordan Lucas selling jeans they advertise as stain stonewash. And what kind of stain, you ask? Yeah, well, just your friendly neighborhood pee stain. Are we trying to bring back the glory days of potty training or what? I can imagine the bathroom meeting. That's a Freudian slip. I can imagine the boardroom meeting where someone pitched this idea. Hey guys, you know what's hot right now? Bodily fluids. Let's slap a price tag on it and call it fashion. Now, before you start thinking this is some kind of sick joke, let me assure you, it's all too real. These jeans made their debut at Milan Fashion Week, of all places, and now they're flying off the virtual shelves faster than you can say what the actual... Yeah, but here's the kicker. They're not just any old jeans. Oh no, these bad boys will set you back a cool $600. 6 big ones for a pair of jeans that make you look like you couldn't find the bathroom in time. And believe it or not, people are actually buying into this madness. This is almost as bad as those Balenciaga duct tape or whatever kind of tape bracelets they are. Stupid. So these jeans are practically sold out, folks. And it's like the world has gone mad and we're just all along for the ride. Now, I don't know about you, but last time I checked, peeing in your pants wasn't exactly a fashion statement. Like I said, I'm over 50. What do I know, right? Nothing. I'm just a guy who likes to walk around in dry jeans. And get this, folks, turns out comedian Tim Robinson had already called this madness out on his show, I Think You Should Leave. Yeah, he did a whole sketch about a website selling pee-stained pants to cover up those little accidents. Kind of like buying one of those orange and yellow 1970s sofas that you could never tell if pizza was dropped on them or not. And now, here we are, living in a world where that sketch has become reality. Life really does imitate art, doesn't it? So, to all you fashion-forward folks out there, I say this. Maybe it's time to reevaluate your priorities. Because if peeing your pants is the new trend, count me out. This is Vaughn Joseph signing off, reminding you to stay hydrated and keep your pants dry. Peace.